Well, I know it's been a while. Life's been crazy for sure. Been hunting with the daughter a bunch and haven't wanted to take time to video with her, making sure we're trying to get her advantage to get something. Finally had some close calls with her, but haven't been able to get it done yet, unfortunately. And so I decided to come up today and see if I could get into something for me. It's getting close to the end of the season here, and the daughter's couple hunts coming up for her in the middle of November and December, so figured I better run up here, see if anything was kicking around. Maybe try and shoot a little buck or something, get something in the freezer for the year here. And came up here, my normal spots, and figured let's give her a go. Anyway, snuck out, saw what I thought was maybe some elk sign. I was hoping, and then it's got in there and it's like, oh, it's definitely elk sign. Hoping they were still here after the weekend, and crept over the top finally and a gnarly hike up the hill, and there was the herd of them right there below me. So wasn't sure if I was gonna just tell myself I was gonna go for whatever elk comes my way, my limited time, or if I saw a bull, try for that. So got down in there, couldn't really see too many bulls. The bulls I did see were way on the other side of the hill, the draw, I guess the valley. And so I figured, well, I'll just creep down and see if I can get in front of this herd and shoot a cow. Crept down and got about 80 yards, about 100 yards away, and scanning the area there, and I see one of the best bull in the group was actually about 200 yards away from me. So I kind of figured, well, we'll see if we can get this done or not. So I started butt crawling down the hill because it gets pretty much wide open where they're at, and almost got busted by a cow. She had me at 50 yards, 48 yards, and thought for sure the gig was over, and the bull was still 120-ish out. Thankfully I was on my butt, freezing my butt off in the snow, of course. And thankfully she gave up finally, and was able to worm my way around. After that, though, I ended up having to crawl on my belly to stay low enough in the low sage and scrubby that I had. So started belly crawling the last, well, I was hoping if I got to this one tree I'd have a shot at the bull. He was bedded down, and in a good position the way I was angling, I could probably get a shot on him in his bed. And so got to that tree, and as soon as I got there, he was basically up and started to feed. Figured I wasn't going to get much closer at this point, so ranged it. Figured I'd decide I could make that shot even with the wind. Drew back on him, was able to stand up nice, so that was good. Stand up, gave some windage for the wind and let her eat, and looked like I hit him. He reacted like I hit him. Swapped ends. Of course, I run down the hill and got down below me about 150 yards and sat there in the trees for a second while the other cows kind of started just milling around. Then the cows kind of ran off, but he was still standing there. And so I turned, I was watching the other elk a little bit, seeing what they were doing, and they're kind of milling. And so as I was turning back, my bull kind of disappeared. I don't know if he ran or he fell. And I just stayed up there watching the herd, seeing if he was going to come out. Never did see him come out with the rest of them. Had to go back up and get my pack, and that's freezing. And made my way down finally to where he was at. All the elk kind of made their way out, and I didn't see the bull that I figured I'd shot. There's one other little raggy in there, a bunch of spikes, and about 50 or 60 cows. And made my way down to where he was at. Didn't see any blood initially. I figured where he'd went. Started down there, got about 20 yards down there, and there was a spot of blood. Figured, all right, that's a good start anyway, and made my way down a little bit farther, than 20 yards, and then found a little more blood, and there was my arrow, about 8 inches of penetration, and looked down, and there's a bunch of blood. I make another 2 steps, and there he is, piled up right where I'd last seen him. So hell yeah, finally killed me another front bull. It's been a minute, so it's great to finally have that done. So here he is. It's a 6-point. He's got this cool back end on him here. And he's got this crazy growth on his jaw here. It's kind of weird. Last time I had that, I had a moose that I killed like that, and she didn't eat very good, so hopefully that's not the case with this guy. Yeah, I ended up sticking him, well, on the other side. I basically hit him right in the heart. Hit him just right above the elbow, out there on the other side, and he didn't go more than 100 yards. So, oh yeah, and then we still got elk bugling and squealing around me. So, pretty exciting. Let's see, this little calf. Yep. Little calf over. Oh, yep, there she is right there. Yeah, so he is. He's a big boy for sure. He's a big bodied sucker. Thankfully, once again, we got Pete to help out. So I'm gonna cut this thing up and get it ready to haul down the hill, I guess. So hope the rest of you have some luck out there. And now I'm just down to a control tag and a deer tag. So let's make it happen.